Hello everybody. I contemplated for some time if I was going to continue to do YouTube. The time to make money on YouTube has come and gone. If you were not making content before the pandemic, or really shortly after, the hope of being monetized on YouTube is very small. There's so much trash content out here that YouTube and their bandwidth to hold all of this storage of just dumbass content, sometimes it just drowns out a person's channel like myself that get on here. I don't edit my videos. I don't pre-script anything I'm talking about. I'm just a regular guy that press play on his camera and just talks about what he goes through from day to day. Recently, I had got a job as fast as I've ever gotten a job before, and I lost the job as fast as I've ever lost a job. Right behind the job that I had working at Wingstop, where the guy, hold on y'all, hold on. The guy at Wingstop fired me after 4 days and said that I wasn't doing enough, that I was not basically asserting myself into their routine, you know, kind of being like a little gnat or something like that. He wanted me to be more assertive, and instead of standing there, you know, waiting on someone to tell me what to do because I'm new. And, you know, lost that job, I think, in 4 days. This job here recently, I just lost it. The reason is, the first day that I worked, I had started talking to this guy up there that had been to prison. And I asked him, what are some of the wildest things you ever went through? You know, just trying to get just having conversation, which is one of the reasons why I don't like working. It's because a lot of times you just got to bullshit around with people like that. Especially for myself, having, you know, the ability to scare grown men and women. So I try to come off as less intimidating, because if it was up to me, I don't talk to anybody. I just, you know, I'm listening to something in my headphones, as far as like talk radio or a podcast or something like that, whatever. But a lot of times you have to just kind of start jaw jacking and stupid shit like that, just so people can, when your name comes up or an image of you come up in their head, they don't think, oh, well, he doesn't associate with us. He doesn't laugh and joke with us when we're making these corny, stupid ass jokes. So yeah, he's the odd man out. So she wanted to ask me, have I ever been to prison? In which I told her, no, I did not go to prison. And she was, you know, well, I heard you with my own ears. I said, no, what you heard was me and this boy bouncing stories off of each other. Because I was in jail in Huntsville, Texas, and TDC, which was the prison, was right next door. So I did not have to make up anything. I told her we were just sharing stories with each other. So that was the first incident. The other incident was, I'm going 9 miles an hour. I'm going really slow right now. I should cross the street. But the other instance was, I needed to charge my phone. Not really, you know, caring about it because they had cut off the internet. You know, it's a restaurant, so they have TVs on and stuff for people to watch. But they cut off the internet, and so I just basically wanted to charge my phone, you know, just to have my phone charged. What the fuck is honking at me? So I go and put my phone on the same charger that when I asked them to help me the first time, they put it on the same charger. And when I did it that day, the kitchen manager comes in and she's like, "Who's using my charger?" And I'm just sitting there, I'm looking at her through the to-go window, and I'm like, "That's my, that's my phone. It's my phone. It's mine. Hello." And she just had this look on her face like, "Why were you using my charger?" And I'm just, sitting there like, "You put it on the damn charger the other day, fool. That's why I went over there and did it." So the old lady goes, "Oh, we're not allowed to have our phones on us. You're not allowed to have your phone on you," and just making a big deal about nothing. And it was just pissing me off, dude. It was disgusting. We're not allowed to have our phones on us and all. I'm just sitting there like, whatever, get the fuck out of my face. So at that point, I had already, from what y'all have already heard me talk about on this channel, putting people on the shit list. Once I put you on the shit list, you're basically marked for death. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to, laugh and joke with you. None of that shit. So, when I did that, I'm pretty sure she kind of noticed, like, I know that she noticed. There's no way that she didn't notice, because it was just a drop-off of attitude of just like, I don't want to fucking be here now. So, I'm not trying, I don't want to make this shit long and drawn out. She sends a message in the group chat talking about some things have been coming up missing, and we're going to have to check everybody's bags. And if you bring a bag and put it in the locker, then blah, 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 blah. So I've been through group chats and jobs to the point where I'm just like, all right, I'm going to just, read it and that's it. I'm not going to reply and say, okay, I'm just going to look at it and be done. But I had already said, I say a lot of this shit sometimes like, my name is Charles, and I'm talking third person, but I'm like, Charles can't afford to not reply. Okay, Charles can't afford to just act. I can't afford to act like everybody else. Because in life, when I've done that, the consequences are even tougher than it would have been for the other person. As if I was the brains behind the operation. So I get to work and she goes, "Charles, I got to talk to you in the back." I told y'all, every job I've ever had, people just start wanting to have meetings all of a sudden. It's just so fucking stupid and just irritating. I want to have a meeting. Got to have a meeting. Charles, I need to talk to you over here. I need to talk to you over there. Back there. Over there. And ain't none of this shit. Like I said, man, you got people up there with, y'all know Trevor from Grand Theft Auto? With all them derogative random tattoos on his body. It's a dude up there just like that. Like, he literally tried to get tattoos just like Trevor. I think that's my turn. Yeah, that's my turn. See, I gotta quit talking and kind of pay attention at the same time. Damn, didn't miss my turn. So, you got guys up there that been to prison, tattoos on their face and neck and all of this. But I'm the one, I told you, I even worked at not Taco Bell, KFC. And there was a gay dude up there. And I remember telling my partner, like, "Hey, bro, I promise you one day I'm going to lose my job to this dude." And I said it because his behavior was so obnoxious that I was like, "Oh, yeah, Terrell, them the type of dudes that take my job. If I trip over my shoelaces, they going to look at a dude like that and, even though he can't do shit right, his attitude is not that impactful. So he's looked at as just a normal person." Like when you look at ants working, you can't individualize every ant. They all look the same. But then you go and look at the big ant, which they would say, I guess, is the queen ant. She looks different. She got wings. It's easier to pick out that one. So, she goes, me and the store owner, we decided we're not going to put you on our schedule anymore. Yeah, you're not working. And of course my eyes were like, what the fuck are you talking about? She was like, yeah, most people can run the whole run the whole kitchen by themselves by now. And you're just not working. Immediately I thought to myself, this isn't the reason. That's not the reason. It can't be. It can't be. I've been on every station. In 4 weeks, I'm moving faster than the average person. I'm asking questions. Hell, I'm even asking like, hey, can I make that burger so I can get used to how shit is made? What the fuck are you doing? Oh, these fucking people, man. 300 yards away and you slowing down. For what? So, my brain went to like, that's not the reason. That ain't the reason at all. You're a liar. You're lying. So, I interjected with, how is that true when I've been on the fry station, I've been on the grill, I've been over here, I've been over there, and she's like, yeah, you're just not working. That's what she said. And so at that point, I don't know who's going, who's coming. So at that point, when she said that, I was like, bro, this is bullshit. And I mean, so many times, bro, I be wanting to just really slap the fuck out of these people. Really get the police involved so that I can fully rage out. That lady was like something in her 60s. I would have loved to just stomp her fucking head into the ground. Because she was lying to my face. And it was another case of, well, he's the new guy. He didn't reply in the group chat. He's kind of doing what he wants around here, which is, I don't talk to y'all. Do I have to talk to you? No. But when you see me with one headphone in, and I'm not listening to all y'all, Big E and all this other bullshit that y'all swear I was going to be listening to, when I'm listening to 95.7 The Spot, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s music. It's easy to pick on the dude that's standing all by himself than to pick on, and I really, and when she said it, I was like, I told, Gabby at home, my brother's baby mama, like, I don't even feel nothing. I really don't. Because there was kind of like an unspoken narrative of like, bro, this place is it's full of a bunch of gays and a bunch of fucking retards. Really, it is. Gay and fucking retards. That's it. If you analyze like just how everybody behaves around there, of course you had outward gay dudes, and then you had Brittany, which was like one of them 90-pound anorexic, ugly ass brown teeth, but she get beat on by her dude and all this shit, and you just it was a shit show. For me to survive there would have eventually been like me coming to work every day, not even talking. Because it's like y'all don't have nothing to talk about. Every question that I asked y'all was kind of like an icebreaker of, if you talking to me, bro, we're not finna be talking about fucking jelly roll and all this other bullshit. Fucking jelly roll. Oh, God. So when she says that, I was like, so I go? She was like, yeah, go home. And so I go home. I was confused, didn't even know if I wanted to cry or didn't know what to do. Because this is the type of stuff that I know why this happens to me. I do. The question is, how many more times for how much longer? This does not teach me anything. Not at all. It just makes me more angry, more negative toward life. How people say, man, you negative. Look at the shit that I go through. Lucy, you're supposed to keep a smile on your face. Bro, kiss in my ass. That is not how that's gonna go. That's not reality. I live in reality. So if that means 7 days a week, I'm in a mood of ripping somebody's fucking head off, then that's what that means. I've already said it. I have not experienced true happiness and joy, and I couldn't tell you how long. I believe that I probably have an eating disorder, because when I kind of get bored and stuff, and then I just look around, like, I just feel like eating. Like, eating probably is the one thing that calms my nerves and stuff like that. It's just, it's a real just mediocre life to live. I know why my homelessness ended so quickly. I know why I'm living with my brother now. I know why I just lost this job. I know why. I do. I'm not going through, and I always say, if I didn't know why, I would go insane. Junker Street. I think that's the street. Yeah, it's called Junker Street. Yeah, that's Junker. I'm surprised I'm paying attention and I'm doing good and not, driving in circles. That was the first interview I just went to, and of course, like all of them, the boss is out of town. I told y'all this is how this shit go. My last 2 interviews at Waffle House and Wendy's, both managers were out just to get back and send me emails saying, hey, we're going to move on and all of that. It's just stupid shit. This is why I said I hate this thing of life of just, oh my God, man. I swear if I could be one of these trash ass rappers or something and just make a few $1,000s every fucking week, I'll be okay with that. Because having to actually put boots to ground and go find a fucking job and deal with all of the untimely bullshit and because a lot of these interviews, man, a lot of this shit, you be talking to, like, you don't even talk to a human. You talk to these machines that, hey, let's start off with your name and number first. Okay, now that we got your name and number, can you give us a contact? And it's like you're not really talking to a person, so you get excited when they say, okay, hey, let's schedule an interview. And you're like, oh, man, because back in the day when you got an interview, you were most likely talking to a person. So you get this interview set up, and a lot of times the managers don't even know you can set up the interview because you've done it through a fucking machine. So when you done that shit with a damn machine, now you show up to the place and they like, I don't know who the fuck you are. They don't know who you are. They just know, okay, well, all right, well, ain't nothing come up on my phone or email, so I have to deal with this another day. Yeah, you know how many times I've dealt with that? So, I started going to a place, man, I want that freaking chair, dude. I want that chair. I want that chair. I want that chair. No, never mind. I want the chair because I wanted to start sitting at the kitchen table and playing the game at the kitchen table. My back hurt from bending over all the time and shit, like, not bending over, but, sitting on the couch. But I love these kind of neighborhoods, man. I've always said that God finds a way to really fulfill a lot of my daytime little fantasies of when I'm thinking about what neighborhood I want to raise my kids in. I've always liked neighborhoods that got the bushes over the street. Those are nice. So I came back home and I'm telling Gabby, like, man, I don't even know what to feel, man. Like, I don't feel nothing. And she was just, of course she's a female, so everything got turned to what she's been through. But I just appreciated her presence because, like I said, when I was homeless, like, a lot of times, bro, when these type of things happen to me, bro, I get to a point where I be wanting to really go off the edge. And I would really mess my life up. If my brother didn't answer that call, if these niggas would have said, okay, well, now you got to go back to the woods. You can stay with us long enough. Any of these things would have taken place, bro. I would have been in a bad place where I probably would have wanted to check myself into some type of psych ward or some shit like that, because that's the only way that I see. I would have to get completely off of weed, probably tobacco as well, just so to give my brain and my mind a moment where it can fully, tap into its full capacity. There's a lot of people out here who don't want to give weed its proper due when it comes to how detrimental it can be to your health, your attitude, and etc. And I ain't never been one to shy away from the truth about what that shit could be doing to me. So the plan is now, like I I told Gabby, man, there's so many opportunities around here to find work that I wasn't even worried about it. I went straight into my I wish I could get them niggas killed mode. Somebody just drive by that damn that food joint and shoot that motherfucker up. I told y'all about Domino's, same thing. All the disrespect I went through up there. I ultimately self-destructed. Yeah, I can admit that. Why did I self-destruct? Well, when you're struggling financially and your parents send you money, and they send you money just so you can clock out of work and see that your wallet's been taken or misplaced or something, yeah, that could drive you up the wall. And I basically self-imploded, or what the kids would call crashed out. I couldn't handle that. It was too many things going on back to back to back to back to back to back to back. I couldn't handle losing my wallet that my dad, which my parents are not frugal people. They just went to Miami, Florida. But my dad he didn't raise us to anytime you need some money, just ask. No, you finna do something for it, or he finna tell you straight up, like, I ain't got it. Even though he got it, but when you have a family, when you raising a family, sometimes what you might think is enough money is not enough money when it comes to paying bills. You understand? So, it took me a while to kind of get back to normal, because they did just kind of fuck up my whole mindset. Because I've never had something like that happen to me before. Of course, it's a huge hit to your pride. But I already know, like I said, if I didn't know why this stuff happens to me, then I wouldn't make videos. I would probably look to talk to another adult or something like that. But I know why these things happen. And it's because I'm special. I didn't ask to be special. I just noticed that I have gifts that other people don't have. In this world of millions of billions of people, there are about 300,000 people walking this globe who have that light on the inside of them. Everybody has the potential to have it, but some people just, through so much shit that they do in life, drugs, sex, anything, you dim that light so much that you end up like my brother. My brother has dimmed his light so much from wanting to be caught up with the latest fashion, or always having this thought of, if I lose everything, I gotta call this person or that person. I told y'all, he's never really been without a car to say like, oh, I can't go there, I can't go here, or I gotta depend on this person or that person to get me from here to here. No, somebody's either just gave him something, or he saved up and got his own. So he's always, at some point, neglected taking full responsibility of whatever happens to him. When you do stuff like that, when you don't want to tap into your pain bank, your bank of pain that you know, oh, I don't feel like doing this, but I got to do it anyway. You know, it's funny because he was talking to, and I'm proud of my brother, because as a kid watching my brother grow up, you watch your dad call your mom on the way home from work. And now I'm watching Xavier do the same thing. And he's doing it because he wants to be released from whatever's pissing him off. But you can kind of see, like, you're getting old, brother. You're getting old. Now you talking to your woman on break and all of that. It's just weird, but I'm proud of him. But he was explaining to her, like, I get tired of cleaning up after these niggas. But I do it because I don't want my boss coming down on me. And I told Gabby, don't you kind of see the oxymoronic thing there? So he come home and he don't take that same approach here at home. Because in his mind, which is half accountability, I do this all day at work. I don't want to come home and clean up after nobody. Then you're not ready to be a parent. Or you're a parent that's just waiting on the moment where things get too dirty for you. See, because, and I didn't want to make this about my brother, the other day he dropped something on the ground, like a pineapple or something. And I walked by and picked it up, and he was like, oh shit, my bad, I didn't even know I dropped that hoe. And Couple of days later, I'm looking at the same spot on the ground like that and got sticky from the juice. And I'm like, really, bro? Like, this is some type of shit that you would look at them and be like, are you retarded or something? Like, lazy ass motherfucker. So when I saw that, I was like, yeah, bro, they're growing on you in a sense that you will dirty up something over there, extract whatever you use from it, and then just leave the dirty dishes over there. You'll see food on the ground and you don't want to bend over and pick it up or grab the broom and sweep it up. You'll just walk right past it. But then turn around and come in the kitchen on just some random day. Man, y'all niggas is nasty. It starts at the top. Why don't you take that same approach you take at work? See, that's what I do. I don't like filth, so I take it upon myself to try to, the way this house looks, it's damn near abnormal to see all of this, you know, because there would normally be clutter. I told my brother, you get shit under the table, shit start just coming out, clothes. You start looking at shit in spots like, why is that even over there? You see this living room? This is my effort. These are my efforts. These are my efforts to keep this. And this is, my mama would come home and say, why are them towels over there? What's these bags right here? See, my parents showed no mercy. See this here? My mama would have came home. That's been sitting there for 2 days. Why is that still there? You see what I'm talking about? But this is what I mean when I say that I take it upon myself. They don't ask me to do shit. She told me the other day, oh, CJ, I'll give you $10 if you can go take this thing to Anne Marie. I told her, don't send me nothing. And it's not like I sit there and, well, if I do that like this, then maybe God gonna bless me if I don't take the 10. Man, nigga, I don't do none of that shit, bro. I do what I know to be is right. And that's why these punk ass niggas at these jobs got a problem with me. I come in the building, these niggas start looking at me like, oh shit, that nigga look different. I told, man, I done had people that tell me, bro, are you from Cali? Are you from New York? And I started asking, like, why the hell would you ask a question like that? And they like, bro, just the way you carry yourself, yo, you just got an aura about yourself that just, you don't seem like you from Texas. Or you just some regular dude somewhere. And I'm like, man, I ain't nobody special, bro. But I do recognize the spiritual gifts I've been given. And I've always said it. Everybody that I've ever lived with, everybody that I've ever worked with, if there is somebody in these places that got problems within themselves, they're going to use me as the mirror or the catalyst as to say they're going to just, what the kids say, they're going to crash out. They're going to see my consistency, my honesty, my attendance, my self-motivation. People don't have to tell me when to do something. The simplicity that I can make situations where it's, all right, y'all, whose turn is it to do dishes? And everybody's sitting there like, oh, I don't want to do it. Come on, man, I'll do the dishes, bro. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's do it. And people see that attitude and they say, oh shit, I would rather things go back to the way they were. Well, we got a restaurant full of dumbass idiots than to have somebody in here that makes us feel stupid, that makes us feel like maybe we talking too much, that makes us feel like, because I mean, again, I didn't steal nothing from y'all. How the hell would you even, why would you even think that? What is there to take? I'm going to take some ground beef. What? So it made no sense, but I thought about just letting it all go, man. YouTube and everything. But I think I just, like I said, I needed a couple days to come back to the center, and then just taking that little, ride on the scooter through those beautiful neighborhoods made me, feel a little bit better. I got another interview here in like 2 hours over at Cracker Barrel. You know, rest in peace to my grandmother. That was one of my favorite places. If I end up working there, you know, once again, that's going to be an undoubted blessing from God, because I've always, when I was a kid, used to go in there and be like, I couldn't imagine people working here. The smell, the antiques, the atmosphere of the type of people that come to Cracker Barrel, all of that. I was just, you know, always liked that place. Always liked that place. And of course, the sour cherries out there in the store part of it. But I didn't want to be too long, man. You know, I even got to a point that I was going to just, you know, delete all social media, because everybody that I asked for support, by the way, I did get my check, my one and only check from this place. The other one's coming in the mail, but it's like, hey, CJ, I'm going to just give you a job because I know that you've already asked your uncle, you know, big dog uncle that, you know, oh, you think you want to work for me? That nigga didn't even reply. I texted him twice. Mr. Big Intimidator. So now the ball is in your court, buddy. My Uncle Pat, the people that live behind my dad, they went on vacation. My Aunt Pam was like, I'll get him to talk to you when he get back. Did anybody text or call me? Nope. And even then, these are people that could say, okay, well, since we can't get to you, bro, what's your Cash App? I'll send you $10. I'll send you a little $5 or whatever. Nope. So after getting my paycheck, I had to pay my cousin back. I told you I always do. And I gave my brother $20 for something that he helped me with. But I said that to say, man, you know, I live a life that's more Christian than the person that's walking around with a cross on and all that other shit. I don't, you know, I really do live a Christ-like life. Lonely, mental torment, being tossed back and forth from, you know, just having that evil voice in my ear of like, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. That's one of the many hurtful things about being intelligent, is that you feel like anything you do violent is justified, because you just, in your mind, you've already made it make sense. Like, tired of this, and this, so I had to do that. Or I did this, and I don't care, you know, if it's right or wrong. So, tell me what y'all think, man. Tell me what y'all think. I'm out.